Hello, I'm Richard with EV4U Custom Conversions. And in today's video, we're going to talk about gas vehicles, electric vehicles, and hybrids. Okay, it's a little bit of a different tangent for us, but have comments once in a while that people talk about the long tailpipe and all this other stuff, trying to say that an electric vehicle really isn't the best way to go. And I believe differently. I've been in this industry for 13 years. I've done a lot of research, and like I said, I believe differently. I believe an electric vehicle is the most efficient and best way to go, no matter how you slice or dice it. But today we're going to look at it from one little perspective, and it's just a cursory view. We're not going in depth. That's not what this channel is about. We're an educational channel that is an introductory level type of thing. If you want more depth, we offer our educational workshops and consulting services. But for the YouTube stuff, we're going to look at the surface, and today's surface view is going to be on the carbon footprint comparison between gas, electric, and hybrids. There's so many people that try to tell you that the hybrid is the best way to go. And I don't know, for years I've jokingly said that a hybrid is a failure to commit. So hybrid's actually just major manufacturers' way of buying time and making money. But let's forget about my opinion. Let's forget about the other guy's opinion. Let's just look at these numbers. So we're going to look at a few different vehicles, and we're going to look at the total carbon footprint, and we're going to look at the carbon footprint per 10,000 miles driven. Okay, and these figures are going to be in the tons of CO2 equivalent. And the information, if you like it or don't like it, I didn't come up with it. We took it from a website called carbonfootprint.com. And so whether or not you disagree with the numbers slightly, I think they're going to give you the pattern. It's going to show you the trend of what is reality. So let's start off with a vehicle that is the #1 selling vehicle in the U.S., and that would be the Ford F-150. I know it's not usually a vehicle that's talked about when we talk about efficiencies or fuel mileage or anything else, probably. But rumor has it that they're going to be coming out with an electric version, I believe next year, 2022, which I look forward to that. But for now, we're just using this kind of a comparative or just a point of interest, and so the total carbon footprint of a Ford F-150 is 5.68. All right, and that doesn't mean anything to me at this point, unless you have the comparatives to look at. Per 10,000 miles, it's 3.99. That's tons of CO2 equivalent. Now, the next vehicle we're going to look at is kind of to give us a little more of a baseline. It's a an economy car, let's call it, a compact car. and that would be the Toyota Corolla. Okay, and its total is 4.35. That's not a whole lot less than the Ford F-150, and per 10,000 miles, 2.66. In case I start going off at an angle here, we'll know what's associated with what. So I'd say the Corolla is more more of that baseline. We're talking about, you know, kind of an average, small, economy type of vehicle. So next, let's look at it from an electric vehicle standpoint. And I happen to own a 2016 Volkswagen e-Golf. So I thought, well, let's take a look and see how it compares. Okay. And I believe the e-Golf, it's a 24 kilowatt hour battery pack approximately. And it has a lifetime of 2.54. Not lifetime, total. 2.54. Smallest yet. And per 10,000 miles, 0.85. Now the e-Golf is basically a Volkswagen Golf, just like the TDI, the base gas version, or the GTI, any of those, just basically trim differences. It's a Golf. One of the largest selling vehicles on the planet, sold worldwide, been around quite a while, and has a 0.28 drag coefficient, but this is the all-electric version. Next, let's take a look at the Model 3. Okay, so this is the Tesla Model 3. The rest of these are all 2020 vehicles, except for my e-Golf 2016. And so the Model 3, the total's 2.4. And per 10,000 miles, we're looking at 0.71. So I don't know what the drag coefficient is on the Model 3 at Tesla. Let's be a little more specific here. Model 3. I know on the Model S it's a 0.24 drag coefficient, but I don't know what it is on the Model 3. That's part of the difference, not all of it, but part of it. And then last, we're going to look at the Toyota Prius. And we're looking at the Prius that has the best numbers, which happens to be the Prius L Eco, okay? And its total is a 2.4. And the per 10,000 miles, 1.69. So, what we have is kind of a range of vehicles here. The F-150, it's got the largest carbon footprint to produce, and it has the largest footprint to operate for 10,000 miles. The next one down is our all-gas vehicle, the Toyota Corolla, a 4.35 total manufacturing carbon footprint, and 2.66 per 10,000 miles. E-Golf, not the top of the line kind of vehicle. It's not even Volkswagen's top of the line vehicle. So it's got an EPA rating of 83 miles for range. It's got the DC fast charging, so I have driven it. Matter of fact, I bought it 187 miles from home and drove it home. And it took me 12 minutes longer than it took my wife to go in a gasoline car. So, and it cost me $5 in electricity, and she spent $25 on fuel. And she's driving a Mazda Miata. So, kind of, you know, an example of just a plain Jane electric car, let's call it. 0.254 and a 0.85 per 10,000 miles. Not too shabby. It's basically a conversion. Like I said, the body comes off the same line with all the other Golfs. They just put a different power plant underneath it. It could have been a GTI. It could have been a TDI, a diesel. But no, they made this one electric. Okay? Then let's take a look at a purpose-built electric car, the Model 3, a 0.24 and a 0.71. And then probably, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing probably the #1 selling hybrid in the US, the Toyota Prius, and it's a 0.24 manufactured and a 1.69 per 10,000 miles. So same cost to manufacture, and people want to say, oh, it's more because of the batteries, blah, blah, blah. You know, the deeper we get into this, the greater the margins you're going to find. And we may do another episode to take a deeper look at this. For instance, you know, you talk about going forward. Yeah, the Prius may get 53 to 58 miles, you know, freeway, highway, or city highway kind of stuff, but it's still going to use gas. And it takes 7 gallons of water for every gallon of gas, okay, that's refined. It takes a lot of energy to refine gasoline. And when they tell you, you know, the percentage of coal used in this country, they don't break it down to a residential level. When you talk about at the residential level, there's not that much coal used comparatively to the total coal that's used. Most of the coal generation that's done is by industry. Steel mills, refineries, because it's a cheap way to produce the large amounts of energy that they need. And so you're still going to be using fuel, you know, gasoline, a refined petroleum product, for those 2 items, at least 3. And that's why they have the larger carbon footprint per mileage. And to produce I'd say, your arguments are getting kind of squelched here if you're, back in the hybrid. Anyway, that's my my share on the topic. And one of the things you learn in life, especially if you go on YouTube, is that there's lots of other opinions. And you get to be my age, you've heard a lot of them. You kind of get tired of hearing other people's opinions. So if you have an opinion and it's constructive and you're articulate, at least as articulate as I am. I'm not very articulate, but you'd be surprised the comments you get. I can't tell if somebody's making a comment, asking a question, or being funny or what. Their ability to communicate is pretty poor. So if you want to leave a comment and it's constructive, it's halfway intelligent, and it's legible, or we can understand it, we will share it. Otherwise, we delete them. And if you have questions, you can leave a comment on the YouTube with the YouTube video. But if you have any questions, the people that monitor the YouTube thing typically aren't the ones that can answer any of your questions. So direct all your questions to info@evforyounow.com. And to me, and this little exercise we did here, the clear winner is this one right here. And it just happens to be the Tesla Model 3. And of course, the one with the worst numbers is the pickup truck. Big surprise, huh? What's going to be interesting is to see how these numbers compare when they come out with the all-electric version. Kind of looking forward to that. Be a real nice comparison. And I haven't seen or read anything on it. I have no idea what they're doing with the proposed electric version, whether or not it's a total, body change or, styling change. I have no idea. So, they may be doing things to lighten it, to lower the drag coefficient. I have no idea. But I do think it's going to be interesting since it is a, top-selling vehicle, to see what they do. I don't know about Ford in general, but I read just recently that GM is going to stop producing gasoline vehicles by 2035. And so a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon. I've been on it since 2007. But it's going to be interesting going forward as more and more momentum gets going in this direction. I'm a car guy. I've got nothing against gasoline cars or diesel vehicles, other than its efficiency. I got into all of this because I've been a businessman for 45 years, and one of the things that will set people apart in business is the ability to be more efficient than the competition. And so efficiency has always been kind of a focal point in my life, and electric vehicles offer that, and I was kind of interested in that aspect of it, and that's what prompted me to do my personal research and investigation into electric vehicles starting in 2007. We formed EV4U in 2008. Of course, the rest is history. So I don't normally look at this stuff. I don't normally, we don't have anything to do with hybrids. Our business is converting, internal combustion vehicles to electric and teaching others how to do the same. So an interesting thing in all this that we didn't talk about is, where does the conversion fall into this? Okay, because that's what we're all about. We're not about the new factory-produced electric cars. There's plenty of people that focus their energies on that. We're focused on conversions. Basically taking a classic internal combustion vehicle and converting it to all electric. And so when we do that, we now have part of this equation that goes away. So in doing a conversion, say you were going to convert a Ford F-150, well, this has already been, let's say, bought and paid for, okay? So we're going to give the thing a new life, and what we're doing is we're going to reduce that down, and say we get it down to, a conversion's never going to be as efficient as a factory-produced electric car, especially a Tesla, okay? Because you're taking an existing vehicle and converting it. So you have all the chassis restrictions, that drag coefficient and so forth. That's already there. You've kind of inherited that. So, I don't know what this would be going forward. Say it's a 1.25. I don't know. But it's going to be lower. And so now you have a vehicle on the road that has a new life, but with less of a carbon footprint going forward. Anyway, just a little something different, and food for thought. Thanks for sticking it out and listening to the old guy in the warehouse. And till next time, hope you enjoy the ride.